Okay, so here's your video presentation on how to assemble the printed ESRA. So once you've got the parts all printed out, the first thing you want to do is align the gears that you printed. Keeping in mind, 2 of them should have splined holes, 2 of them should be flat. And the ultimate goal is to have them so that they're lined up like this. The part with the cone should be toward the center, perfectly aligned, and they should line up like this. So as this one is rotated, it'll drive the other, and they'll be in symmetry. The same with this. This one's the driven one. It should line up and drive the other. And what I usually do is, well, one of the first things you have to do, unfortunately, you have to tap these 2 holes with an 832 so that some sort of screw, I use these nylon ones, they're kind of low resistance and they hold real well, so they can screw in there like so. You can bring them in about halfway or something. Ultimately, these are going to adjust the pressure on the back of the screws that don't have the splined holes. And then you drop in your 2 servos. So I'm going to put this one here, like so. It's a little tight. There we go. And then this one here, like so. Okay. Okay, so I've got the 2 servos in place like this, and this is kind of important. I know you're not supposed to rotate your servos under without power, but I find it useful. So I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to turn it as far as I can clockwise. And these things actually rotate a little more than 180 degrees. You'll notice it's down here right now. If I turn it all the way back, it's actually pretty close. I'm going to turn it all the way back, and I'm going to back this up just a bit. Right there. So now between the 0 and 180, well, we went too far, but that's okay. I'm going to put it right there. And now I'm going to set it on the center here. Do the same thing with the other driven gear. I'm going to stick it on. I'm going to rotate it all the way over. I'm going to align it a little better, like that. And I'm going to set it on the center here. Okay, so now I've got the 2 gears on. I'm going to push them over in such a way that one of the pins is straight across or pointing toward the nylon screw. I'll raise that up a little bit. Okay, so I've got my nylon screws up some, getting close to flush with the top of the servo. Something like that. And now I'm going to place this plate on top, like that. And this is definitely a hassle. You have to kind of get these guys in. You got to get them lined up. You got to get them sort of tightened so they don't fall out. I'll wiggle them in there. And then, once you get it lined up, you bring the screw up, like so. And now you're ready to actually sort of attach it. I'm going to put this piece on. This almost would be better with one more person. You kind of have to hold everything together so the gears don't fall out. Get that one started. Get that one started. This one. Okay. I'm not going to tighten it down too much yet. I can tighten the ones in the front all the way. These can be down firm, but not the ones in the back, because I might have to adjust the tension. Everything's held together with just pressure. Okay. Do the same thing on the back side, the bottom. It gets faster and easier. Okay. This is really exciting watching me screw that in. And again, I'm just going to set these two in here. I'm not going to tighten them down, because I've got to do a little bit of adjustment. Because you have to play a little game here. Ultimately, you want this plate, the back plate that holds the servos, to be pushed up just hard enough to hold the two driven gears in place, and then adjust the tension on the nylon screws to match. So in other words, I'm going to back these screws out a little bit so there's plenty of play. And now I'm going to push the servo plate one up. Still make sure it can move. Don't squeeze it so tight that it's jammed in there. Just semi-firm. Tighten that up. And do this other side here. It's more important to deal with the servo ones first. Never got that tight. There we go. Tighten that up. And now I can tighten, because these are adjustable with the nylon screw. I can just bring that one in. Bring that one in. And okay, so now you're ready to just do the final adjustment. And again, the pressure is just set by turning these nylon screws. You don't want it too tight that it binds, but enough that it holds it in place so it doesn't, look silly falling out of the front. I see actually I didn't get this one quite tight enough. I'm going to back it off. I'll loosen this screw. I'm going to bring it in a little bit. Tighten it. There we go. That's better. And same with this side. A little sloppy. No problem. Just bring it in a bit. Okay. Now that one's still a little loose. There we go. So now it looks pretty good. Okay, everything with the dual motion test. Yep, that looks great. I'm going to move it into the sort of center position. And now it's time to put this servo in. This one obviously is going to control the eyelids. Slide it in right there. 4 quick screws. Okay. And next, the eyelids. This is a little precarious. I'm going to say probably the best idea to go ahead and put this wire. It's funny, the first time I did it with just a bent paper clip, and it's still with this one, so I'm just going to take and stick that on there. So now that's ready to go. And it does require a little finesse. You have to kind of bend it, pop it in like that. The eyes, these are just regular hobby animal eyes that you can pick up at a hobby store or a fabric store. I did cut them off so they're a little more flush. These just pop in here. They're held in by friction, like this, and like this. Bring it down, kind of squeeze it in place. And we're nearly done. I'm going to take this and loosen it. And drop it. There we go. And insert that like this. In there. Put it on like this. Tighten the screw. Okay, looks like that's going to work just fine. Now we've got the face. The lips go only over the ones with the cones. Like that. So that way you can give them a little smile. And last but not least, the nose. And it just pops in like that. And voila. You are now ready to program your robot.